Hey everyone, Screwyioux, and I am up a little early. It's the day after Memorial Weekend, and just can't sleep. So I figured recording a game of Dominion is the thing I should be doing instead of the sleeping, which is the definitely thing I should be doing instead. So let's see what I can get done. Let's see if we can lose a game of Dominion too, Mister Carpenter 90, and let's see what the kingdom looks like. Alright, so I'm seeing attacks, definitely, and these have the potential to be pretty disruptive, I think, so they're worth playing around. We've got Witch, first and foremost, to provide both draw and junking, so I think it's going to be kind of a priority to hit 5 early, not just for the Witch, but I think the first 5 you get is going to be a Vampire. The Vampire gives you thinning in the form of Bat for attacks, as well, and can gain these Witches that we're talking about. The ports are going to enable pretty much everything else on this board, if you see, because like there's a lot of really strong terminal interaction. And I think we're opening with the Swindler, one way or another, because that's another attack that has the potential to be quite disruptive, and as well, it can be opened with fairly easily, and helps us get to these other cards we're talking about opening with. So, the first thing I think we're opening with is a Swindler, and the second thing is either a Silver or a Mill. And the Mill is just really good because we've started with our main goal being hitting 5. So let's see how things play out, what the opponent does. And, oh god, I've kept him waiting for long enough. So let's see how the cards fall. The old opponent here grabs a Swindler. I think that's pretty good, right? And I'm going to get a Mill because I, again, have this main priority here of hitting 5, and the Mill is one of the best cards in the game in hitting 5. It looks like the opponent agrees with me, and we've both opened Swindler Mill. The opponent gets some ports. It looks like he's pretty agreeing with my analysis of this kingdom so far, grabbing the ports when he is, and let's see. I trash his Swindler. That's good for me, because that sets him back. It makes him have to buy a Swindler. I'm going to give him a Silver instead. Okay, and I'm going to grab my Vampire. It looks like the... I haven't seen the opponent's Swindler yet, have I? Did it miss the shuffle? Because I thought he just started on a clean shuffle. That's interesting. Why haven't I seen him play his Swindler yet? He's going to this time, right? Okay, he's got himself a Witch. Okay, he gets a Vampire. Oh, why haven't I seen him play a Swindler? It's because I trashed it. Okay. It's early. I haven't had my coffee. Oh man, make him shuffle his deck with Famine. You watch out. I have one of these curses. Okay, he's hit 6. What's he gonna do with that? He didn't get a Vampire. I didn't see him get a Vampire. I think that's a pretty big mistake because the Vampire is gonna gain these fibers that we want a lot of, and also the Bat is gonna be fantastic thinning, I think. So, all right, there we go. And you can have a curse. And oh man, I actually want another Vampire. I think it's so good. There was something to be said there with buying a scouting party and then some ports as well, because the ports are a thing I want, and the scouting party could have kept this garbage hand from happening. Looks like he did get a Vampire. Look, just forgive me, alright? Maybe you don't listen to what I say this game. Okay, so rather than pick up a scouting party, I'd rather play the Bat and trash the coppers. Okay, he trashes the copper and he's going to give me a curse for it. He's got a laboratory, which is pretty good. Before I grabbed a laboratory, I was gonna grab another witch. He gets his second vampire as well. So it looks like he's doing about similar things to what I'm doing. He's just doing them in a different order. Doesn't mean he's wrong or right. It's just different. Okay, so what's in this deck? What's in these last four cards? I haven't been tracking very well, so I don't really know if the scouting party would be a really good idea in the ports, or if I would rather just grab myself another witch. But I am going to need these ports, and I am going to want to get them sooner rather than later, because at a certain point the ports are going to be pretty important. I give him Delusion. That's super good. Delusion on this board is kind of just like telling him to skip his turn, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'll be even happier if I can drop Bat, if I even have a Bat. Yeah, like this is so good for me because I mean, don't get me wrong, it would have been better on a bigger hand for him to give him diluted, but he obviously wanted to pick up a swindler there, and he couldn't because or maybe he wanted a silver. I don't know. Well, he got a scouting party, so clearly he didn't want a silver. Okay. Alright. Didn't get a bat or anything to save this hand. That's okay. I trashed his port, and at this point, I'd rather he have a mill. Because at a certain point, the ports are going to determine the ceiling of how much you can get done on your turn. Silver's a pretty good card, and terminal space is going to be tight, but for now, I think another Swindler will do me right. Okay. This might just be a cleanup hand, and that's fine. Okay. I haven't really been tracking the curse split well enough to know if I'm winning it or not. I think it's kind of weird when you think about mills. Okay. Yeah. I kind of wish that both of these were bats, rather than one of them being a vampire. Let's see. I could actually go ahead and I'm only gonna get to trash 2 anyway. I might as well get a scouting party for my troubles. Yeah? There we go. And no buys. I'll do the vampire. Give him envy. Yeah, everyone likes envy. Get a laboratory myself and a bat to trash this stuff and get my lab back. Grab that swindler, bro. Okay, so swindler, you can have a curse. Swindler, you can have another curse. And I'm going to get some more ports. Once I get my deck cleaned up, I think these ports will start to shine. The other thing is that port is an interesting card to think about in terms of splits and denial. A lot of the time, given that they come in sets of 2, you will end up grabbing more of them than you feel like you really need, just because the ability to deny them to your opponent is very, very real. Did he just buy a copper? He bought a copper. Is he that low on payload that he felt the need to buy a copper? Alright. I'm not going to read too much into that, but we'll remember it. Okay, curses are gone, so we've transitioned into a new phase of this game in my mind, because the game revolves around the curses until they're gone, in my opinion, when on this board when Witch is out, and the thinning is not really on demand. We only get it with Bat. Now, the priority of this game is cleanup and establishing your expected value for your turn. Rest in peace, Swindler. I hardly knew you. What are you gonna give me? Is he gonna give me back a Swindler, or is he gonna give me a silver? Okay, so he views the Swindler attack as not being super relevant anymore. He might be right, because like if I play the Swindler now, there's a good chance I'll trash a curse for him and turn it into a copper, which is good for him. And it takes up a terminal, which at this phase of the game is more important than it was before. I might grab an embassy soon here, actually. The deck control from Embassy is probably in excess of what I'm getting from Lab, but no, I want the Labs. I'm gonna want the Labs later, whereas I only really want the Embassy now. Okay. I trash a Lab, and I could. Oh, hi RTT. How you doing? And I could give him a Venture. I could give him a Witch. Oh, I like the idea of giving him a Witch now that the curses are out. And let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a scouting part. Oh god, I don't want to make all this miss the shuffle actually, so I'm gonna grab a silver of my own and do a lab here and turn that lab into a to vampire into a lab. And here's a bat to trash some stuff. I give him greed to give a copper on top of this deck. He plays lab, lab, lab. Merchant Guild silver. He's probably going to want to be saving up these coin tokens so he can get a platinum soon. Yeah, looks like that's about what's going on. Once I get control over my deck, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing with it. Once I get control over my deck, I'm either going to be trying to spam giants at him, or I'm going to be trying to get a bunch of merchant guilds in play. We'll see what I feel like my deck is capable of. I don't... You lose a lab, and you can have a witch. And for 8, let's see, grab a scatting party. And now I'm going to grab a merchant guild at this point. I think this is his platinum turn. He's got 4 coin tokens now. Maybe not. Okay, bad hand for him, I guess. I have to imagine maybe he has a bunch of junk in his deck, and he's having trouble getting it cleaned up. Laying his vampire bats up. The thinning here, like, vampire is enough thinning over the long term, right? It's just not fast enough thinning. Okay. That was kind of a weird shuffle to get for more. Alright, let's see what's going on. Port, 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 port. Yeah, bro, I heard you like ports. Swindler, copper, curse copper. Damn, I helped him. Swindler, curse copper. I helped him again. Alright, so I have 7, and I'm gonna go scouting party. That was bad. There's no need to do that, so I screwed up. Look at that. Imagine that. And I'd like a second merchant guild, right? Yeah, that's fine. And other than that, I'm gonna grab a lab. Grab this lab, yeah. As you can see, I'm not really sure whether I want merchant guilds or labs right now, so I'm just grabbing a little bit of both. I don't like the idea of leaving the pile too low, just in case my opponent does have this big turn that tries to 3-pile me. He trashes my port! Aww. He gives me a port. What's he gonna do with this? Is he maybe gonna just buy a colony? I'm not really sure. He could. Yeah, he's doing it. You do it, bro. Okay, get this merchant guild in play. 5, 6, 7. Darn. I shouldn't have played that copper. Should have just trashed it. I'll trash the swindler instead. And in the meantime, play a scatting party. And get another merchant guild. And in my buys, this bat to trash these. Play this merchant. Play this vampire. Even though I want this last lab, I don't want to lower the pile. So. Grab another merchant guild. Okay, dead hand for him. Yeah, 3 pile is coming soon. I have to plan around that. Trash the swindler, give him a silver. Okay, 6, 7, 8. Okay. If he hits 9 and 2 buys, I'm in trouble. Let's see. So you're gonna hit 9 money and 2 buys at any time. Soon. He's got a lot of labs, so it very well could happen. If it happens, I'm screwed anyway, so there's no way to go YOLO mode, and, like, there's no reason to go YOLO mode and just get a province right now. Because the province doesn't get me to a point threshold that's above his. So, let's see. I think what I do is grab gold, copper, copper. No. Duchy, copper, copper. Just get a bunch of these coin tokens in play, give him haunting, and grab a second duchy. You know, I could have spent the coin tokens and grabbed a province as well, I guess. I should have started thinking about the 3 pile, taking it a little more seriously at least, before now. Because now I'm in a dicey situation. Like, I think my deck is better right now. I'm in a good position if he doesn't 3 pile. Okay, I think this was his chance, this turn. So if I pop off this turn, I might be good to go. Might be good to go to make myself immune to the 3 pile. Let's see. He gets the port. Oh, he is flirting with disaster himself. He leaves it open to a 3 pile for me on the laboratory. He might be saying, YOLO, this is my only chance to win, or that might just be a mistake for him. It's hard to say. Okay. If I just play these 2 merchant guilds, how am I looking? I think I win the game if I do it, right? I am 4 points from winning. 4 points from winning, so can I get 5? Can I get to 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Yeah, I can. So I go lab to end the game, duchy, and estate. Yay, we did it. GG. And that is the end of the game. Alright, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.